From is a wonderfully made show, with its seemingly endless shadowy corridors to venture down. In today's video I'm going to address one of the most disturbing aspects of this show. It has to do with the creatures themselves. We know about their brutality, and that is only equaled by their cunning and deceptive powers of coercion. And that they play a sadistic game of cat and mouse and life and death nightly, which brings us to today's morbid question: are they eating their victims? It may seem weird to ask, but it is a logical question, when they do manage to claw their way into someone's home.
Megan, what are you doing?
Maybe I can come in.
What are they really doing to those who they capture? Because if they're eating their victims, it would at least give their bloodthirsty intention some sanity to an otherwise brutalizing action. Today I'm going to theorize what I think they are really doing to their victims, and what I came up with could have gruesome implications for the townspeople. But, before I begin, I must warn you, this theory could get dark. So, let's begin our nightmarish autopsy of the victims in the town. To start, humans are specifically targeted as prey, and if that's the case, that means as prey either the people have something they desire, or the people are the consumable calories the predator needs. Either way, it's not looking good for the people in this town. We'll start our investigation by examining the bodies of Megan and her mother. They were the first victims of the creatures in episode 1 that we were introduced to. A quick examination of the bodies of Megan and her mother immediately starts to reveal strange oddities, one of those being Megan's body, because her corpse is mostly intact, which is weird, because of her being small, and her being closest to the initial attack, she would be easier to consume. But yet, only the chest region seems to be touched. 2. How the mother and the daughter bodies look. For example, the chest cavities of both bodies seems to be pried open and the ribs exposed. The chest cavity seems to be empty of all organs, such as the lungs, the heart, the intestines, and so forth. But what really makes this strange is this is done specifically on both bodies in the same way. This automatically sends off red flags. Why? Because normally predators don't act this way. For example, a lion may eat as much as it can. According to Volunteer Encounter, they can eat up to 15% of their body weight in just one meal. But they don't eat it in the same manner every time. It's true they won't eat undigestible parts, but they don't eat their prey the same way and pick out specific parts to eat. But in the case with the creatures, for them to have the same fatal wounds for both bodies could mean this is purposely done. This is a huge clue in trying to figure out what the creatures are doing to their victims. First of all, why did they specifically choose to injure the body in that way? Why did it specifically pick out those particular organs in the chest? From what we know about these creatures, they are fiercely malicious and bloodthirsty. They show no mercy to any of their victims, no matter if it is a child, elderly, sick, or strong, makes no difference to them. But then why do they look like they're very picky on what body parts they seemingly consume or take? This is when things get very interesting. This leads me to a few possible reasons. 1. They need something specifically in that area of the chest region. Whether that need is for consumption is not known. But what is known is that this is not as simple as an animal attack, because the way the bodies look, the way that they're mutilated, seems more than just a coincidence. And since this is not an isolated event, we even see this sort of butchery depicted in the opening credits. No, this is not as simple as what it appears to be. Before I give my theory, the creature's type of behavior is unusual in nature but is not unprecedented, because this does remind me of a certain type of animal, and to find this animal we have to go off the coast of South Africa where it lives, and go beneath the serenely quiet ocean surface where it lurks. Oh, not this. Yes, this is a monster, but there's a monster that consumes monsters, and that would be the killer whale, or Orcinus orca. Yes, the killer whale. You see, they have a certain habit they like to do. This habit they like to do is not fully understood, but it does remind me of what the creatures do. According to Nature.com, what the killer whale does is it kills great white sharks. Yep, but it doesn't eat the whole shark. It prefers only to eat the liver. Orcas are ripping out the fatty livers of their white shark prey with their teeth, and leaving a familiar sight, a corpse that washes ashore. Kind of reminds me of what the creatures do to the human body after they finish with them. Now this brings me to my theory of what I believe they're doing to the bodies. There's only a few possibilities, each one of them darkly disgusting for the townsfolk. First possibility: they're collecting these parts for nefarious reasons, either to help them breed, or something to that effect. Next, they specifically choose those particular organs to consume because they get the necessary nutrients they can't live without, some sort of vitamin deficiency. And last, this one fits their malicious attitude and behavior. Just like caviar is considered a delicacy for humans to eat, they may view those organs the same way as a delicacy to eat. So guys, tell me what you think. What do you think the real reason they're leaving the bodies in that sorry state like that? Let me know below. And a quick note, if anybody wants to help support the content, I have a Cash App below. Any little bit helps make better content for all to enjoy. As always, thanks for watching.